We have, this is Guantanamo Bay, Kuwait, Afghanistan, Frankfurt. Hey, sir, good to see you. Yes, sir, we do. Can you all see the coach?
Not yet.
Yes.
And the governor. Sir, good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you. Where do you want me to sit here? You're the draw.
No,
I mean, I'm just here to watch.
Are you recording? Yes. Okay. Governor and Coach Cal, I'd like to introduce you to, this is Guantanamo Bay with Captain Andy Hahn, Sergeant Lynn, Kristen with Captain Front Row. This is Sergeant Blackburn, Afghanistan, and we also have Afghanistan.
Great. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Are there any Wildcat fans over there?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me just say on behalf of about 4.3 million Kentuckians, we're awfully proud of you. Thank you for what you're doing for the rest of us. And, you know, obviously do your jobs well, but come home safe for us. We've got a great surprise here today. It's not too much of a surprise. We got Coach Cal. And I know that you'd really rather hear him than me, so let me turn it over to Coach Cal.
And Alex is here. You guys watch us play. How about how Alex is playing right now? Is it crazy? Did you see him dunk the ball last game? He was putting his head on the rim. Crazy. Let me tell you, General Tonini asked us again to do this, and we did this a couple years ago. We got Julius Randle's coming in a minute. Alex has got to go to class here in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to let him answer some questions from you. But I'm going to tell you, what you do for all of us, how you represent our state, how you protect us all. I was at Mass this morning. I said a blessing for all you guys in the National Guard, and I'm going to do that every morning because I'll tell you, it's what you do. You're true heroes. And when General Tonini asked me to do it again, I said, what time are we doing this? So thank you. Alex, you have anything to say?
I just want to, being from Clarksville, Fort Campbell's really right down the street. So I just want to thank you for all what you're doing so far.
How about questions for Alex? You guys got any questions or anything? Oh, we got a shy.
I've got one.
Huh?
I've got one.
Go ahead, Coach.
Alex, what kind of pranks do you play on each other? What's the last prank you played on a fellow teammate?
Last prank, I want to say, I think Hoodie had a Nerf gun one time. He was shooting the little Nerf gun at us. That was maybe a couple weeks ago.
Wait, guys and ladies, I'll tell you this. This team I have is the nicest group of young men with the worst basketball habits I've ever seen. But they are the greatest group of students. I mean, they do what they're supposed to. They're B students. They never, if they have an answer, I take them out of the game. Like, what? You said what? Out. They don't. They respond in a positive way. And let me just give you Alex's quick story. Alex is like the normal player coming out that's got to learn to play harder, that's got to learn to take on and own his own responsibility, that knows that he's got to come together for a team. It's taken him a little time, but I'll tell you, he's gotten himself in great condition, which he wasn't a year ago. He mentally now knows he can do more than he's ever done. And I was with our college president, our AD, the other day, and I said, the greatest thing for me as a coach is he now sees that he owned it and he changed it. He's going to be 35 years old. Something's going to hit him, and everybody's going to try to alibi for him. It's not your fault. It's the government. It's the this and that. And he could stop him and say, wait a minute. I own this, and I'm going to change me to make this go. So what he's done for the rest of his life, forget basketball, it is going to help him, put him in the mindset for success. So I couldn't be more proud of what he's doing. You got any more questions for Alex?
Let me tell you, it's right in the middle in the Guantanamo.
Hey, we just have no question, but one of our guys has some advice. Alex, we need you to stay on the rim.
Anyway, the fellow in the middle that we're at, Butler, who's the task force commander down at Gitmo, and he's a big UK fan and a UK great.
Raise your hand, Admiral. Which one's Admiral?
Right there.
Okay, I got you. So are you from then? What county? I can't ask for a city. What county are you from? What county in Kentucky?
Lexington.
Oh, you're from Lexington.
All right.
Yes, sir. Not originally, but I moved to Lexington as a teenager. Went to Tates Creek High School, then went to Center College here, and then graduated from the UK, 1982.
Great. We appreciate what you do.
Thank you very much. I'm sitting here with 10 Wildcat fans, all from the state of Kentucky, that are doing great work down here. So,
and I love.
Gotta be proud of it.
I love that banner. Brings back great memories.
Yeah.
Another one. We want another one.
And the governor wants everything.
Absolutely.
Anybody else have a question for Alex, Coach? Come on, don't be shy.
Yes, sir. I've got a question.
Go for it.
This is Jason Sisko. I'm from Camelsville, Kentucky. Coach Cal, I just wanted to know what your thoughts and philosophies are on running a zone defense.
Wow. A friend of mine yesterday called because, and I'm going to talk to the team. Alex is here first, but there's something I can't put my finger on with this team that's not there. And I keep trying to figure out because they're playing harder. They're fighting a little bit more. They're playing with more intensity. There's a couple of things offensively, but one of the things, we got to be prepared if we play a really, really quick guard, what are we going to do? And he said, make sure your zone is ready because you guys are so long and so active. You guys can play zone and take that guy out of the game. And guess what? He's right. Our zone is prepared. We're ready to play it. I just have no courage to play zone because the first three they make, I'm out. Let's go. Go for the man. But I know that I've worked harder. We never have played zone in my career until the last couple of years. And we worked more on the zone this year and last year than all the years combined that I've coached. So I was thinking maybe this game against Georgia play zone some, and they went 10 out of 18 from the three-point line last game. So now I'm like, how can you play a team zone that's going to make threes? But we have worked on it. That's a great question. The other side of this is we have a bunch of players, all of these guys, Alex included, when they were at their high school, they were it. It was Alex. It was Alex. Those other guys ran around. Alex did what he had. Well, now you got Alex and you got Julius and you got the twins and you got James Young and you got Willie and you got Takari. I go right down the line. And we have too many guys that are used to holding the ball when they get it. And so my message today is going to be real simple. Either shoot it, be prepared to attack, or pass it right away. Quit holding the ball. That's what. It's so simple. You listen to it. But their habits are, it's my turn. And now I'm going to set up a dribble or I'm going to hold it. Well, the defense sucks in. But if we move the ball, if it's truly one-on-one, they can't guard us. But they're guarding us 1 versus 3. Well, you can guard a guy now. So, again, I'm in the shower trying to think, what is it missing? And then I forgot to wash my hair. I walk out because I'm trying to figure out how do we get this thing to that next level? Because we got a ways to go.
Thank you.
Who else?
You can ask basketball questions.
Yeah, just don't ask me any hard ones.
So you go ahead.
Yeah, I've got a question for Alex.
Go ahead. Last question. He's going to class.
All right, Alex, this being Kentucky has a habitually young team on the roster every year. how has coming back for your second year forced you into that leadership role? Has it helped you any at all?
Yeah, it has helped me a lot. I'm just trying to focus on being more of a leader this year, trying to help the younger guys out. When they're in like different spots and they don't know what to do, you just help them and just put them in the right position, run a play or play defense, and just help them out the best you can.
Hadn't he been doing great? Hadn't he been doing great?
Hope what you start seeing, because he's in better shape, because he's mentally tougher, because he's not afraid of the challenge of the work, he has to expand his game now a little bit. He made all his free throws last game. He can shoot threes. I want him to drive in and shoot lefty hooks and righty hooks. But we need another 5 points from him a game, another 2 or 3 rebounds. But until he got his own self-confidence, better shape, mentally and physically, none of that mattered. Now it all matters. And you're seeing him game by game go like this. And I couldn't be more proud. I'm so happy for him. And I'm happy for us, too, now. Believe me. Thanks.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Thanks. Say
Keep
goodbye.
up the great work.
All right, Alex. Hey, thanks, Alex.
Yeah. Stay on the rim.
Stay on the rim.
All right.
Coach Cal, what's your biggest obstacle going forward in the season, and how can you overcome that?
Well, the biggest obstacle is how do I get this team totally bought into each other and trust? There's no group other than maybe coal miners who go underground their lives depend on each other. If one guy screws up, you're done. You're all done. And you guys and what you do, you got to be a team like that. And it ain't even a fist like this. It's a fist like this. Well, that's the challenge I have. And that's why offensively, I'm trying to figure out ways of making them rely on each other more. We're doing more grind-it out offense instead of one pass and a play. Now I'm making the ball move where they've got to play together. It's getting them to trust each other. And then who do you trust the most on the team? Who are you going to send for ammo? Who are you sending for ammo when it counts? Who's coming back when they go? I mean, that kind of stuff we're like saying to these guys, you got to totally trust. You see us break down on defense, we don't trust each other enough. A guy tells you switch. Should I? We're 18, 19. Let me throw this at you. It's like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old playing against a 16-year-old. That's what this is. So our kids 18 and 19. Those kids 22 and 23. So that's not an excuse. Let's go. We got a lot of work to do to get them to come together inch by inch, to get them to understand. Here's the other one. Every game we play is someone's Super Bowl. It's sold out. When they come to our building, every player's trying to make his name at the expense of our players and our team. In other words, if he's a draftable player, I'm going for 25. What's that make me? I should be drafted. So, that's the kind of stuff and the challenge, and it's day to day.
You all need to know also that I just presented the proposed 2-year budget, and
You guys don't like this.
It has $65 million to go with the money locally here, and we're going to have a renovated Rupp Arena.
How about that?
Yeah.
Tell the difference in time now. It takes long.
Hey, Governor Beshear, the student section on the sideline.
You know what?
Say it.
Let's put the student section on the sideline.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, let me ask you a question. The guys in Afghanistan, give me a typical day. Give me a day what you guys do.
Well, unfortunately, we're not at liberty to say what we do.
Don't you? I was testing.
But
I was testing.
But day to day, we work long days, 12-hour days at least, 7 days a week. The weather it fluctuates from place to place we go to. It's a lot of heavy lifting. We do a lot of coordination across the theater, so it's busy, it's taxing, but it's very rewarding at the same time.
I'll tell you, Coach, in 2011, the Department of Defense asked me and some other governors to go over and visit our troops, and I went to Kuwait and Iraq and Afghanistan, and I can tell you firsthand, I've never been more impressed with what these guys and gals do. Number one, I got off the plane in Kuwait, and I think it was 125 degrees Fahrenheit, and I just had on a helmet and a vest, and everybody else, of course, was weighed down with all the other equipment they had. And these folks do an amazing job for this country, and we couldn't be more proud of it.
Well, we have another guest walking in for you guys. Julius Randle. Looks like he just woke up, but we're not going to tell you that.
These guys, they're in Afghanistan and Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. So,
you have any questions for Julius?
I've got one from Gitmo. Hey, Julius, good morning. Admiral Butler here with 10 other Wildcat fans. Hey, the last two games against you guys have been killing it at the free throw line. What are you guys doing different at practice? What do you attribute the improvement to?
I would think it's just we all know that we have great shooters. Like telling us nothing's wrong with our form or technique or anything. I think just the last two games just really locked in and focused in and executed. It's just a matter of time.
I got a question for Julius. How does it feel to be fouled on every possession? He gets fouled every possession, guys, just so you know. He gets fouled.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, but.
Well, you're bigger than most of those guys, though.
Yeah, that's what the official tells me. He is bigger than them.
That's what they're thinking.
Well, and look what he does every game in spite of that.
I can tell you this, guys. Ask a question. No one has played college basketball than he's played. 3 guys on him every time he goes to the ball.
Who's got a question?
Hey, I got a question for you, Coach. Kevin Keith from Kuwait. Hey, last June, I brought my oldest son, he's 9-year-old, to the FatherSon Camp. Had a phenomenal time. It was an unbelievable time. You plan on doing that again this year?
Here's what I'm going to do for all you guys that are listening. If you have a young son and you guys want to go to that father-son, I'll invite you all, guys that are leading these units. All you got to do is call my office, and you won't have to pay anything. You and your son can come to our father-son. It is the best. The fathers trying to coach the sons. The sons watching the fathers play, cheering their dads on. It is the funnest 2 days of the summer for us. And it's gone so good we do 2 different sessions so that, we didn't want to have too many fathers and sons in one session. So you guys are all invited. All you got to do is make sure you go to your leadership, call our office. You guys are in.
Thanks, Coach.
Who else has another question?
Hey, Coach Cal. I'm a specialist
Simmons at Gitmo. I go to school in Frankfort, Kentucky. Basically, when I get ready to redeploy back in April and after you guys win the championship, I was going to see if I could maybe take you out to lunch and bounce some ideas off of you just to get a better assessment of how it is that you make your decisions, because you make a lot of risky calls and they tend to pay off, and we really appreciate that. So I was going to see if I could take you out to lunch in downtown Lexington when I come back. What do you say?
Why don't we do it at the governor's mansion?
There you go.
We'll do it. I'll miss me.
Sure, yeah.
Let me say one thing about the decisions that I have to make here. Any decision I make, I always ask myself, what is this going to do to the kids? Is this the best thing I can do for them, or am I worried about me and my staff? Am I worried about the overall stuff instead of how does this work? And I'll give you an example. There are decisions you have to make when the kids do something stupid. And if you have a child, our children do stupid stuff. Like, why did you do that? And then your second question is, who did you come from? You didn't come from me. That is stupid. Well, I have to look at that child when they do dumb things and say, okay, it's not a reflection of me. I don't do the same stuff, but I've got to get them to change. And how do I do that? I don't throw them under the bus. You just embarrass me. You're out. And even all the other decisions I make on travel and what we're doing always comes back to how is it going to affect them? Because that's why we talk about players first. Every decision, how do we keep them safe? How do we protect them? How about we got to do social media training because they'll tweet stupid stuff. Like, what that out? So we have to do media training so they don't get in front and embarrass themselves. We're trying to protect and we're trying to help them grow in a little bit of an environment where we're protecting them and overlooking them. But my decisions, most cases, all right, here's what I got to do. What's this do to the kids? How's this going to affect them? Scheduling, games. All right, it's not fans at all. It's what does this do for our team and these players?
So lunch, right? It's on me, Coach.
You don't even have to come to Lexington. I'll come to you.
No, I know a perfect spot. I've already planned it out, Coach.
I've got a question for Julius myself. What's it going to feel like to play for Kentucky for 4 years and win 4 championships?
Best field in the world.
Hey, all you guys need to know.
Hey, I'll add on to that. I'm expecting a national championship this year, but I was promised a 40-0 season, so Julius needs to come back for that.
Who promised? Yeah, let me tell you, I'll start. I've coached a bunch of teams that went on runs and had a chance to win every game. I've coached 3 teams. And I said before I retire, I said this a decade ago, before I retire, I want to coach a team that wins every game. So they all zeroed in on this group and said, Cal said he's going to win 40. I never said that. I said that They did that to put more pressure on the guys, which it did. And when you get a team of this, and I've coached young teams, by far this is the youngest team I've ever coached, that it takes them time. But I'll tell you why they're growing. They're under a microscope like you cannot believe. Every game is a Super Bowl. Every team they play against, every player is trying to kill them personally to make their own mark. And you have the glow of the media saying, you can't do it this way. You can't win with young players. And then we're trying to make sure they can't write those stories. So we're trying to win on top of this team and this kid right here. I'm still trying to figure out how to play him. You notice I'm putting him out on the floor more now to drive. Because if I put him next to the basket, how many guys do they put on him? He's like Shaq. It's like playing Shaq. They put 3 guys on it. So we're still trying to figure stuff out. But this guy here, he's the greatest guy. He's trying to play against an entire team, and he's doing wonderful. We got a Brian Mitchell sign up there.
Sir.
I have a question in Kuwait.
Sir?
I'll call back.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, before I ask you a question, one statement I got to make is I appreciate you could have went to any college in the nation, and you came to Kentucky, so thank you for coming. I'm Mike Patterson, Kuwait, by the way. So thank you for coming. Julius, you got a lot of pressure that's on you. A lot of people want you to win everything for us. So first of all, thank you for coming to Kentucky, regardless of whether you come back next year or not. But the one question I have for you, Julius, is that Alex was in there just before you, and he said that he had put some hot sauce in your pillow and was laughing about it. So my question to you is, what are you going to do to get him back?
He was asking Julius Alex, do you guys play pranks on each other? And he said, what's the last prank? He said, John Hood came in shooting a Smurf gun or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, from time to time we'll do a lot of pranks. I mean, it just depends on the spur of the moment. Like we're together a lot, so we try to come up with things, just to, bring excitement. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is put mayonnaise in somebody's lotion and see how that goes. So.
Well, I think you should do it to Alex. He had just said he put hot sauce on your pillow.
Yeah, I get him back.
So just so you know, Alex.
Yeah, my mom came up for the Louisville game, and she had to give me a new pillow, so I'm going to get him back.
You guys all need to know that this summer, and we did this kind of privately, but we gave Coach Cal an Army ribbon. Is that it over there?
Well, no, I have the ribbon. I have this.
At any rate, we gave him the Commander's Award for Public Service, and it was not only because of the fact that he's done this every year, but he's been a steadfast supporter of the Kentucky National Guard, and we all need to show him our appreciation.
Well, I'll say this. Maybe at some point when you're going over, you jump me on that plane, and I'll go over with you. I wouldn't mind doing that.
That's great. We'll do that.
Going down to Gibson, it's 85 degrees right now.
Well, let me say this. It's like 3 below zero right now in Lexington, Kentucky.
That's why I said that. It's nice. I do have a question for Julius. As you get into the heart of the SEC schedule, how do you feel about going on the road within the SEC, and what particular location do you think is the biggest challenge for you guys?
The SEC is a tough conference. Like Coach says, everybody's going to give us their biggest game. It's everybody's Super Bowl. So it's definitely a challenge. Going on the road, though, I think I really enjoy going on the road because, it's pretty much us against everybody out there. So, on the road, I think it really brings us together. We know we have to come together if we want to survive out there. So I think our biggest challenge so far definitely was the Arkansas game. We took a tough loss, but I think we all grew up a lot in the game. And it was definitely a tough environment to play in, but I think we stood together.
Yeah, you guys seem to have bounced back nicely after that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so now you guys know I'm going to see you at the FatherSon Camp, right? You have to get the dates. Bring your children. It's a fun weekend, I can tell you. So hopefully we see you there. God, what do you think?
I think that's great. Thank you all very much for being with us, and
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all, Julius and the coach and Alex, all for taking their time to visit with you. I know it means a lot to them. I know it means a lot to you. So thank you on behalf of the Commonwealth for everything you're doing. Be safe.
Thank you, guys. Thanks,
Go
hard, Julius.